my gosh. Good?
Yeah.
That flour, it tastes amazing. Açaí Sherbert.
Açaí Sherbert.
Açaí Sherbert. Yes, it is. Hey, everybody.
Well, it's episode 10.
10?
10?
How did it get to be 10? I know.
I don't know.
Wait,
but we're here.
We made it too. Episode 10. Well, welcome, guys. By the way, we started smoking early, as you could tell. Episode 10. Not bad.
Not bad at all.
She may have developed TB early in episode 3, I think. Somewhere in there. Today's going to be fun. I think it's going to be different.
It is.
It is. Absolutely.
That Açaí Sherbert wakes me up a little bit. Now I'm ready for episode 10.
I'm ready for it. That's kind of why I think that pregame was a good one right there.
Yeah,
right?
just bust out the gate with the best flour.
I will say, though, that and that was from Cannalab Farms. I think they're out of Cushing, that area where they grow, and I'm yet to taste a flour that tastes that good. That is very good.
That was my first time trying it out of a bong. I tried maybe like 2 hits out of a small pre-roll that had been rolled up the other day.
That was a leftover of mine. Sorry.
Yeah, it was a relight. That's okay. It was still good. And man, that was great.
Yeah.
It just immediately hits.
Well, as soon as I smoked it, I looked at Shelby and said, she can grow. I mean, she can grow.
Yeah.
And this one's not out yet. This one's still working. So we're pre-gaming before
Sampler.
it goes out. Yes, we are. But I do feel thirsty, though.
Yeah. Well, what are you using to lubricate your throat, sir? It looks nice.
Oh, my gosh. Okay. We got to tell the story first about, this is a cold brew from Country Cannabis.
Country Cannabis.
Mine is hazelnut.
I got French vanilla.
French vanilla, and there is one that's no flavor. It's kind of like the Starbucks concentrate cold brew that's just straight up, no sweetener.
This cold brew, so it is just like a concentrated cold brew. A little bit of stevia added in, but we added our own little half and half.
We did
I added
indeed.
a little extra sweetener.
And mine, actually, now the hazelnut, I wouldn't have tried this. I don't think I'm not always a big hazelnut fan, but Shelby talked me into it. And I thought, and honestly, this one I could drink out of the can.
Yeah, that one was good straight up out of the can.
It was just that tiny bit of sweet that made that cold brew okay. That one needed that sweetener you added in.
It needed a little bit for my taste. And
man,
I
what a
needed
way
that.
to start the morning.
I know, I needed that little pick-me-up today, like something to kind of put some pep in my step, and I'll get a nice little fuzzy high from it, too. So I can't complain about that.
Well, and you add that to the insanity that is episode 10, this should give it a little background, too. So, but it's very, very good. If you like cold brew, if you had one back in the day when all this started out in Oklahoma, we had one that was like, we could hardly wait to try it because it is cold brew,
it
man.
was I don't know, 2020 or whatever.
And no one had anything like that
No
at
one
all.
had anything like that. Drinks weren't super popular in Oklahoma yet. And then this fancy cold brew comes out. If I remember right, it was in a little blue jar thing.
Yeah.
Like kind of a little blue bottle. And it was disgusting.
It had that slick on the top. It was literally, it looked like motor oil. But we tried it. I mean, we were going to try it. So when this came in and it was Country Cannabis, we knew we had a good shot of some good taste, but I never would have been. And so, hey, my son Jake, though, is in the coffee business.
Yeah.
Very into the coffee. And I wanted to tell you, Jake, I'm sorry I didn't have a little design on the top of this like you would do.
Yeah, no latte art. Sorry. We're not that high.
But it looks
high-tech.
pretty. This is pretty uptown. So
it is pretty uptown for us. And Country Cannabis, they've been coming through just day after day. I feel like they've been in almost every episode now. Just thinking back on it, they've been in almost every episode. I think they're climbing up to being one of my favorite brands.
And I know that here in a couple of weeks we start thinking about doing our summer party. You got to have you got to have country cannabis.
You gotta have country cannabis because they
root
have
beer.
the root beers. They have all the different flavors of soda. They have this cold brew now. They just came out with a new popcorn.
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot
So,
all about that.
Popcorn, the one that we have at least, is a cheddar jalapeno one. We weren't able to get it today, but we plan to maybe try it on the show in the future. But it's 500 milligrams per bag of popcorn.
And
It's not a big bag either.
No. It says on the bag one serving.
Yeah. How many servings? One. They said do the math yourself.
So we has also decided that it may not be good for the show because I don't know how many kernels of little popcorn I can eat and still be safe to complete the rest of the day.
Yeah,
You know
like,
what
do
I'm
I need
saying?
to count all the individual kernels of popcorn to see how many are in
Count
there
them
and
out.
then figure that out of 500?
I'm
I'm
sticking
not
my
that
hand
good at
in it.
math.
But Jen did buy some.
Yeah.
So we'll ask her, we'll let you know and see what she said because if she ate the whole
Yeah.
bag, she may not remember.
Probably won't. Probably won't. I gotta say, I am enjoying this coffee second go round because we had it the other day, or I had it the other day. I let everybody try it, but I was the main one drinking it, and
I had a sip
I'm
of
really
it
enjoying it.
going down the road.
Yeah.
And it was good.
Because I haven't had my caffeine today. I was saving it for this moment, and maybe that's why I was dragging my feet so hard.
Let me
But
tell you,
that's okay.
I had Studio 1A today. I had to have no caffeine on board. I hadn't smoked anything hardly. And yeah. That's why I always say this is the best part of the week right here.
Yeah.
I don't just normally get to sit around with you and hang out and drink cold brew and
Believe it or not.
yeah.
Believe it or not,
We
we don't.
We just don't have time. I mean, that's
Oh man, no, it's a good addition to the flour as well.
very good.
I
and this is probably, I don't know, maybe 30 minutes.
yeah,
Probably.
pretty fast acting. I would say start to kind of feel fuzzy in my cheekbones when it starts hitting.
But I'm enjoying drinking it while that's coming.
Yeah, because it just tastes like I'm drinking a good
Not
old
like some
iced
of those
coffee.
shots that you have to just actually shoot down like bong water. To just shoot down because it tastes so bad. So
I'm trying to decide what sort of feeling I'm getting from the flour. It's good.
happy.
Yeah, very happy. I would say pretty relaxed, pretty zen.
Very zen.
Dry eyes, maybe.
Not yet. Not yet.
I got dry eyes.
Well, they're getting small too, so that's always a great. That's always a great indication that you're getting there. But very chill, very chill. I mean, it's one of
Yeah.
those things. If you're having to really think things through, it's just kind of. It makes me here and there. I like it.
And literally just a couple hits. Like I'm solid.
It did not take much.
No.
She can grow. That's Cannalab Farms.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
She's awesome.
There's also I've got out
Cap Junkie.
Cap Junkie, right?
Yeah.
And
Cap.
yeah, CAP, yeah. And the only way I smoked that was mixed with a little of this, which wasn't fair to that strain at all.
Yeah,
but my
I think
God,
I tried that with you the other day. So
that'll get you going.
Yeah.
Yeah, it sure will.
now we've got the cold brew.
Yeah.
Such a good new product. The flour is a great new product.
It is.
But guess what?
What?
We have another new product that is also great.
You can always count on the executive producer to show up there, show up for work with the right products. Way to go.
Now, you may recognize the Packwoods brand, whether it be because you saw my green lady picture with my little pack pod,
Which was cool.
or because you just know the fantastic brand. But they have recently come out with a new live resin disposable. Now, the ones we had before, we weren't able to actually get on the show because I couldn't find mine. But I posted the picture of it. But it's just like a little square. Kind of looks like a nicotine vape almost.
Yeah, it
This
does.
is their new version of it. So the square one's a 2 gram. This one's a 1.5 gram. So real big difference there. But it's all in the packaging.
Yeah, it is. This one is.
This is, as you can see, kind of a more standard vape look. It's got an all glass cart on top. So all the hardware in here is glass. The coil and everything is glass. It hits so smooth.
Wow.
It does have the big open mouthpiece, which kind of gets stuff in it sometimes. But that's why they put this adorable little ooze drip looking cap thing on there.
Okay, so whoever's doing marketing,
They're doing a stellar job.
they're doing a stellar job because they carried that over from the big ones.
Yeah.
And just the perfect top. And I mean,
'cause the
honestly,
big
though,
ones-
you don't want to lose that top, though, because honestly,
No.
that would be, my pockets are not always clean.
No, that's the worst thing about vapes is like getting like lint and like just stuff or like oil, whatever it is in the mouthpiece. This kind of helps with that. It's really nice and it's so cute. I got the mac and cheese strain. I think we got mac and cheese and Legend OG. I got mac and cheese and it is fantastic.
I've never tried it.
Doesn't taste like mac and cheese. I have to say.
Well, good, because I hate mac and cheese.
Oh.
Well, I don't mean the flour. I mean the food. Yeah.
It is rechargeable too. You wouldn't think so, but this little cap on the bottom screws off, and boom, you got a charger underneath. So it is rechargeable, 1.5 grams, live resin. Mac and cheese is a 50-50.
Oh, that's perfect.
I've loved this thing so far. The only issue I've had is a little bit of it clogging up, but I noticed that if I kind of like
hit it,
press the little like vent thing, like kind of cover that while I'm hitting it, it'll create like a suction and clear the clog. But let's see if it works.
I told you, she plays the scientist on here. There was no doctor.
Okay. It's a little bit clogged up right now.
Okay, here you go.
So it's kind of clearing itself. You can hear it, but I still didn't get a hit. So I'm going to try the cover and the vent thing.
There it goes. That worked great. I saw it instantly going right up the tube. I do.
And it's smooth.
I just, not only just how the packaging looks, I love the ability to look at the oil, see how much I've got left.
And it's a pretty oil, too.
It dang sure is. That's exactly right. I like the rechargeable. You know, honestly.
I almost did what you did.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I almost splashed it.
We were just starting to kick off the episode, and I decided to stir up my cold brew without the aid of a spoon and sloshed it all over me and poor Stormy. yeah.
You colored in some of her white spots.
But it would have been worse on those nice looking pants, I think.
But it would have blended in too, because they're like earthy toned and all that jazz.
See, I'm not a big vape guy just because, I don't know, I just not. There's zero cough with that.
Yeah, I get it like a little bit on the exhale, but it goes down so smooth.
I feel it there, but it doesn't hurt.
Because a lot of vapes just kind of feel like they crawl down your throat. You know what I mean?
They do.
Like they just kind of, it's like they've got their fingernails gripped in you, and they're just.
You remember, it's kind of like when we use that mouse spray. The live resin mouse spray. Yeah, she got it.
I actually have that today because I wanted to do a follow-up on this.
Okay, good. Because, let's go.
Can we go on a side tangent real quick?
I think this is a great idea. This is really live TV. That's why I like it.
You guys may remember I tried the Tribe Blast spray.
Yes.
Blast live resin mouth spray, breath spray, whatever. I got way too high that night. I think that was the day I tried this. I thought I was doing a small enough amount of it.
Yes.
It's hard to dose it on this in a way.
Yeah.
Like one spray is 15 milligrams. And I thought I did like maybe 1 or 2. But there were a couple sprays that like I had to give it an extra.
I bet you got 3.
I was
sitting here
3.
watching. Yeah, I think you
maybe 4. I don't know.
But
put this that in tandem with I think the agave or whatever we tried that night.
We had a couple of live resin
things.
products that day. I had one of their hard candies that day too.
Yeah.
I was full of live resin.
Yeah, I let
go
me tell
easy,
you,
my friends, go easy.
I felt like I was a little like baby stoner again because I have not been that high in so long. It got to a point to where it was not fun. I didn't want to be high anymore, but I wanted to bring it up because it still happens. Like it happens if you're not careful enough, guys. Like it's not something that you'll really ever grow out of if you're just not paying attention like I wasn't that day.
Overshoot a little bit. You know what I'm saying? And it
and I think maybe that was the Kush Island day, maybe not, but we had smoked something really good that day too. So it was just all of those things in tandem really created a bit of a hellish experience for me, but I got out of it.
Yeah.
I wanted to mention that too. Like,
this is good.
We've probably all been through this before where we just get a little bit too high and it starts to get scary. Like whether you're just giving yourself anxiety or you start to feel sick, whatever it is. And it's hard to get out of that.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
it's one of those things where you just start to feel stuck because if it's inedible, that high's
Well,
not
I'm
going to
on
go
board
away
now,
anytime
baby. Here we
soon.
go. But you
But-
did text me that night.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because I wanted to see how you were doing with all the
Yeah,
products and
yes.
everything because I was not doing too swell. But what I did, I drank a ton of water. Like I hydrated. I drank a ton of water, tried to kind of flush things out a little bit.
Yeah, good there. That's
I
good.
took some CBD oil, just straight CBD oil.
There you go, right
that
there.
immediately, like once that started setting in, it helped calm my nerves instantly. Like kind of took away that anxiety
Right.
sort of edge. And I just breathed through it. Like I just reminded myself to just breathe and that
It's all
things
good.
were okay, that I wasn't. Nothing bad is actually happening. I'm okay.
Yeah,
I just had to root myself in the moment, listen to my breath, put on a comfort show,
And
take some
did you
CBD,
start-
drink some water.
Did you start enjoying it?
Yes.
Okay, there we go.
Once I kind of grounded myself a little bit, I was still too high for my liking, but I was able to relax and able to just kind of like succumb to the experience instead of fighting it in a way.
Well, and I think people a lot of times just think that we go through life just insanely high all the time.
No.
And I'm going to tell you, when we all got together on Sunday, that's
was
the most smoked weed I've smoked in a long time since Casey got
too.
married.
Yeah.
And I just don't smoke. When I hit my ceiling there and I get everything where it needs to be, I just stop.
Yeah.
You know,
I get kind of
normally,
leveled
but
out. Yeah.
When you overshoot, and I was glad because she
happens.
texted me, and that's exactly what we always do if that happens too.
Yeah,
So,
and that's the other thing too. Like, it's good to have somebody that you can like reach out to. Oh, somebody honked at someone. I think they were calling for us.
they wanted your number just so that if they got too high, they could text you. And that is not going to happen.
there's a hair in my face.
Well, I'm going to give the Packwood. Okay, this isn't called a pod. It's called a
Packwood's disposable.
disposable. Before we get off that, though, I meant to tell you because we did go to that
Yeah,
live
we went
resin
down
road
the
that was really
tangent.
good, but it was really really good because that we did it a little bit with the day drinking episode too because we had planned out exactly how much we were going to have.
Mm-hmm.
We had responsibilities that day. We did it. We did exactly what we said, but then you mixed it with the flour and the stuff, and I overshot.
It builds up.
I wasn't uncomfortable.
Mm-hmm.
I had overshot to be doing other stuff.
Right.
But, like actually working.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
Yeah.
Anyway, this is an example of what I would tell people to look for because disposables, you're going to know if they're going to have good oil in them or not because you probably will know the brand.
Yeah.
This brand, Cartel, Dose, whatever it is, you're going to know they've got good oil. But, man, look at the hardware. Because the hardware is probably what's going to screw you over before. Because the oil probably going to be good unless it's just dog cheap. And this is really good hardware. So I bet you that you're
is.
going to get pretty close to the end of this before you don't get it anymore.
Yeah, I think so too. And even with it clogging up a little bit, like I don't really feel like that's a huge inconvenience at this point. Like it's not leaking any oil and it's
No.
not hitting.
Man, they all clog up a little bit.
Right.
Heck, I mean, that's just kind of the nature of the beast there.
Especially
so
if you're using live resin, like a little bit of a thicker oil.
heavy, yep, that's exactly right. That's harder to get through those. So
It is.
I'm giving that, for a guy that does not vape, I'm giving that a really good grade. I didn't cough through the whole thing. So to me, that's pretty good.
So last week we did mention that we would try some dabs this week to celebrate 710. Now
did indeed,
we're
I
a couple
know.
days past, but 710 was a super fun day. It's oil day, and it's also the dispensary's birthday.
Which it was too. Would you mind explaining where 710 and the oil thing?
yeah, so
'Cause I
710
didn't know this till really recently. To be honest with you.
Like when you spell boobs on a calculator,
Yeah.
it's the same thing. If you type out 710 and flip it upside down, it spells oil. So it's basically the same thing as that. But oil as in like dabs, wax, concentrates. It's kind of the day to celebrate that stuff. So it's kind of it's a newer holiday in our side of the industry, at least.
Not quite as big as 420 yet.
No, not quite.
But it's a good thing because it gives us a chance to talk about all those products.
Yeah, and to try new stuff. And like I said, we mentioned that we were going to try some dabs, but we also talked a lot last week about how we like a somewhat hassle-free smoke.
Yes, we
do.
You know,
we don't want to have to really, really work for it.
No, I don't want to.
I hate having to pull out the torch to like do the whole thing with either a nectar collector or the dab rig or whatever. I'm just lazy.
This guy came in yesterday and said he was buying one of the pens, and he goes, "Well, I don't let people in my bathroom because I have got I think he said like a plumber's torch or some weird thing in there, and it's like bolted to the floor in his bathroom, and he's got his rig there." He goes, "People that don't do this don't understand." And I go, "Yeah, dude, I bet they don't either." So this is a way easier way to do this too.
And it's a pretty funny story how we learned about this method.
Funny
too.
And embarrassing. Yes.
It's quite humiliating.
Humiliating the pros on the pod show.
Look at it though. It looks like a magic wand.
It does look like a magic wand. Yeah. You can instantly give me hair again. Sorry.
I'll turn you into a frog.
Yeah, probably. Well, I'm really interested because other than a magic wand, I'm pretty clueless at that point when we were getting educated.
I had seen these. We had carried these for quite some time.
Yeah.
And I don't do many concentrates or anything. So I
didn't know what it was.
Look over that area in a way.
We just spaced,
I try to keep
man.
myself educated on most stuff, but this was one that really slipped through the cracks.
It did.
Yeah, it's a way to smoke your dabs without having to do the whole rig or have
torch.
That whole thing. And Terp Pen, you recently gave me one to try, but we do need to replace the coils on that too. But I thought this is a great entry-level option for us ding-dongs who don't dab much.
That's it.
It's a little bit cheaper way to go. And I don't dab much, so, good way to bridge the gap.
And how many people come in and say, "Look, I'm interested in trying a good concentrate, but man, I don't want to put all the money in all that stuff," right?
So many people.
I hear that every day almost.
And I'm the same exact way.
Yep.
So recently we had a patient come in and he was he was just kind of describing like a coil. He was like, "It's for my dabs, it's like a vape thing."
Oh, but he used the name Ooze too. The brand Ooze.
Yeah, he mentioned Ooze,
and threw me more then because
there were just like all of these combinations of words that I recognized but weren't going together.
No.
Ooze, coil, like
dabs.
Glass, dabs, vape. I was like, these are all like separate, like entities in a way.
Right.
Like, what? And then finally it dawned on me, or he noticed. I don't remember which one.
I think it was you.
But we came to the realization that this is what he was looking for. He already had one. That's like his way. He dabs, I guess, but he needed a replacement. And he was incredible and told me all about how to use these because I was,
I was standing there in awe.
Was ignorant and didn't know how. It's so easy. So you take the beautiful. This is just. I'll
let's break it down. Yeah, so, Dave showed me that this morning.
This is how it looks when it's sitting in the case. It's this little piece of glass and this little metal thing on the bottom. This is just a regular stick battery for a vape.
510.
Yeah, 510 thread, cheapo thing, easy peasy. This thing you screw onto your battery. We probably look like fools to people right now, but this is so cool. Like, we just didn't know. And you take the glass part off, spoon your little dab into the coil, pop it back on, take your dab, and there you go.
Do you understand how amazed Mason and I were when this patient showed us how to use this thing?
I literally owe him my life.
Oh,
like I do, and I saw him again yesterday and thanked him. Like
you did? You saw? Oh, that's
yes,
right. Yeah, that's
he was
right.
coming back in to get some more coils for it, and I thanked him.
We got to tell him to watch this episode.
Yeah,
episode 10.
Episode 10? Huh?
Yeah,
So we're gonna try it out today. We literally have not touched this at all, other than
we've
putting it on the
never.
battery.
Matter of fact, I got the whole old school education this morning from Mandy and Bliss, and she was saying the reason those were there when we started 2.5, 3 years ago was that other than using a rig and a torch or a very expensive then $150 little thing that may or may not work, this is what you went to. This was the old school thing, and this is what people
and it
use.
makes sense.
It makes a ton of sense.
It's so easy. It's accessible to anyone.
And it's
really.
cheap. It's cheap.
cheap.
Well, ours was really cheap. Thanks, bud.
Yeah, thanks, Dave.
But
But we're gonna try a little dab today. This one I've got is just a random one. It's from the brand It's From Space. It's the strain Breakfast.
which sounded good.
Yeah, that does sound good. Yeah, 6.7 on terps. So we're gonna try this out. We're gonna, again, like last week, try something new on air, live.
So really, the cool thing is that you're just using that dab tool. It's
Yeah.
right out of your carry kit every day. 'Cause I really use mine. 'Cause I just don't dab at all.
And that
So I
was
use
one I
mine
just
for
got in a goodie bag from Cowboy Cub.
Me too, honestly.
So yeah, I just took a little scoop of the dab. And if this goes horribly wrong, you guys are gonna get to see that too, because
Yeah, we've
we
never
really
tried
haven't
it.
tried it. Put my little
Blows
dab in
up
there,
in our
put the glass
fan.
back on. I'm gonna turn the card on.
Oh, I see it heating up. Oh no, that's the wax. There you go.
Oh.
Holy crap!
Oh my gosh.
No wonder that video we saw. Oh, it does work. Look at this. That is incredible. I'm literally. I don't ever give prices on here because everybody's different. But this thing is no more than $10 or $12 about anywhere you go from Ooze. And look at that.
We watched a video from Ooze of a guy doing this, so that was about the extent of our education on it.
It is so clean doing it that way. I mean, you got to know that
I bet you could do the preheat thing too.
Well, the coil is new. This glass, so that makes sense. Everything's still really clean. That outer space tastes great. That company is good.
That is wild.
Mason, I'm gonna. So if you
Our minds are being blown.
yes, it is because if you're looking for something to try to concentrate, that is the answer. Because everybody's got a battery. I mean, most. If you don't,
Yeah,
buy
they're
one.
cheap.
Yeah.
They're like 10
Yeah.
to $20 for that kind of battery.
And that 510 is the one that fits all the cards.
Wow.
Well, this is
That is freaking exciting. Now, I'm going to have to learn how to like clean it or how often to buy replacements and stuff, but
Well, that shouldn't be too bad.
I'm definitely feeling the dab, I'll tell you that much.
Good old Ooze, man. That is something.
Woo!
And we tell people too, that if we don't like a product, and I'm not making fun of this one company, but like when you said Chernobyl, for that when we were doing day drinking, it wasn't making fun of them. We just wanted to let them know that it may not be their first choice in beverages. So
We try to be honest.
we try to be honest. This one gets the greatest rating of all time. I will break
10
it.
stars.
I mean, I'll break it.
5 stars.
5 out of
5 or 10.
Yeah.
Either one.
But even if I break it, they sell these, and you just gotta have to have a new coil anyway. They're cheap. This is great. All right.
I'm sold.
Thank you, Ooze, and whoever's
Yeah.
battery that is. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, it was
because you
literally
can use anybody's.
It was a cheap one that a brand gave out with their cheap cart sample.
Oh, now for two people, you dab a lot more than I do. I would say.
Yeah,
Which because
somewhat.
I don't dab any.
That's great.
The flavor of that concentrate compared to I smoke every day. The flavor of that's incredible. You just get such
That was
good
a-
taste from those high terps.
Yeah. And it wasn't harsh either. It
Nope.
didn't taste like butane or anything.
I don't think I've coughed this entire episode, which is kind of weird. I mean, I think we had one.
I know, I've been the cougher.
We had one opening TV joke. Oh, it was the flour, but that had a lot of terps. Yeah, that's right.
And that was me.
I think mine are just now completely scarred enough that no, actually, mine are just so healthy, they just soak it right up. Is what it is. That's what my doctor said. So
Probably.
he hates weed.
Man,
So
I know that we don't need anymore, but should we bust out some of the cap junkie?
If you don't mind, I think it's a great idea.
I think it's a great idea.
And the only reason I say it is, one, that flower just went out. I've never heard of the strain. Mm-hmm. And you look at that stuff in the jar.
It's so pretty.
It's crystally. It is so pretty. But I got to tell you, I don't know what it tastes like. So I'm completely down for that. I think that
sounds like.
I think what I'm going to do real quick is take a break, and we'll grind that up, and it'll be right back.
Yeah. Well, we had our little break to pack this up.
We did.
It ground up so nice.
Smelled good.
The cap junkie, oh my God, it's sticky. It had that nice, it stuck together when you ground it up. It was beautiful.
Oh, you know what? I started to practice the dollar bill roll last night. So that would be a good flour to do it. It's going to stick together.
Yeah.
I got into the thing and sat down and realized I didn't have any papers. So I didn't try it. It's good.
That tasted so good.
I'm going to tell you, she can grow some flour.
Yeah.
It's good. And that is actually, this one's out. So
I want to be her friend.
Oh, I owe an apology, though. That did remind me. Okay, 2 episodes ago. Okay. I can't believe I forgot this last week, but 2 episodes ago, we were talking about a dispensary that Shelby and I had gone to in Edmond. Mm-hmm. Wonderful place, and it's called The Peak. And I wish I remember the name. It's in my back pocket, but it was a great place. But every single time I talked about your dispensary, I called it The Vibe. And I'm telling you, it's because I thought the vibe in there was just awesome.
Yeah.
And I renamed it by accident. So really, if you're in Edmond, the products we were having, which I think were some of those pre-rolls, and the glass tips that were there, they were very nice. So I'm so sorry I butchered your name, but there you go.
Thank you. The Peak.
Yeah.
The Peak Dispensary.
It's nice to talk about dispensaries, but you got to get their name right. You know what I'm saying? Because then people don't know where to get the product, Looking up on Weed Mag, The Vibe. Oh, that's in California.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. Yeah, no, we did want to mention that because they really were a great dispensary from what I heard, and I still need to go next time I'm in Edmond. I did not think that hit was going to end.
Well,
that was a
I got
massive cloud.
Great lung capacity. That is.
Did it knock anything loose this time? Any cancer or anything?
Small piece of TB that was left. Most of that stuff's been knocked out. Look at that smoke just still hanging in there. That is so good. Right away, I got fuzzy head and body. Right away, there was no creeper on that one.
Which I mean, there are a few things already kicking.
I forgot. Okay,
we may
listen.
have got a little bit of flour earlier, and then maybe a little bit of the Packwoods, and a little bit of dab, and maybe some coffee too.
Oh yeah. Okay. Granted, that's a good point, scientist. That's it.
It is great flour.
It is great flour. Taste alone, and actually, that's what I told you about the flour was that I couldn't remember anything else. I'd smoked something else, but it tastes good.
Yeah,
and it's good.
It is recharging my memory because we almost ended this episode without asking what we're smoking about today.
Golly, I forgot all about that. Well, now, after that great combination of episode 10.
Episode 10?
Yeah. I for me, although I think it's a great example of the day because there are a lot of folks, and I completely understand, that are just not in tune to this kind of medication. And I get it. But I quit drinking 11 plus years ago, and I don't drink and I don't take any sort of medication whatsoever. So I can't have any narcotics, anything. And blown out both my shoulders, that really helps. But I've noticed over the last week a lot of stuff just going on outside of Studio 1A that I had to make really hard emotional decisions that were, I would have just a little bit, I just needed to make clear my head and be here and now. And you know what? I was able to do that and let it go because I knew it was right. And I did not take the pills that I used to be prescribed. I just don't take it anymore. I'm not saying you shouldn't, but for me,
it just doesn't work.
It doesn't. This right here, I can measure.
Right.
I feel comfortable with it. So for me, it was actually helpful and just really good, tough week. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I came out feeling good about it.
That's good. I mean,
and I didn't get so stoned that I forgot about it. That's just not how I use it because it doesn't make feelings go away. It's just, it gives me an opportunity to clear my head enough to make good decisions. So that may have just been way too serious, but
no.
Dr. Steven, for the first time on the show today, he's like Dr. Phil.
Yeah. 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 It's definitely different things going on with my life, but it's been a weird couple of weeks. Just like pacing, timing of events. I don't know. Just been needing something to kind of level me out. A little bit higher anxiety lately, and it helps to level me out and helps me get back in tune with myself.
Right.
Because that's the thing. I'm not trying to use it to numb anything.
No,
that's not my goal.
No,
because all of that stuff is just going to come back up later.
Yeah.
If you don't deal with it at some point, it's going to come bubbling out.
Back. You got to
But
do
what
that.
it does is it helps to dampen my anxiety about things when it's irrational. It's almost, I don't know, Mandy talks about this a lot, but I almost use it like a ritual. You know, it's almost like a meditation. I kind of sit down with myself, go through this process of doing these things, and it gives me time to step away from the world and just be with myself and to think about things. And that's why we're so into looking at different terpenes, because I'm looking for things that are going to help with specific scenarios.
Yes,
you know,
exactly.
Whether it's I'm foggy and I need something to clear me out, or I need something to focus me, or I need something to relax me, whatever it is, I can, kind of tweak those dials just ever so slightly on different things and find that combination that is going to help me get back in tune with myself to be able to work through things and clear everything out and not just push it all back and just keep getting stoned.
Let's just go ahead and put 10 pounds of crap in a 5-pound bag. That's what that was kind of my old way of doing that. I will tell you this, you feel more comfortable just, getting let it go and stuff. But it helped this week, didn't it?
Yeah. Because even now, I'm feeling, I know I don't have to work today, so
Did you just see the salt fly into the open wound? That's right. Actually, I'm really looking forward to it tonight, man. I really am.
It really did. I was feeling good this morning, just kind of feeling all over the place. And it's helped to hone me in.
Though, that will sit and talk to you about this stuff.
Right.
If they're just so stoned that they haven't even tried the products, or they're just, the education, a little bit on the terps have helped me so much dial that stuff in, and it matters to me. I really don't look at THC unless it's below 16, 15, 14. Then I'm going, oh, okay, but I've had ones that are good.
Even then we'll give it a chance, because I remember the Beyonce that we had that first go round, it was like 14%. One of my favorite flowers we've ever had.
You should have seen it. She'd smoke it and she'd just start singing. It was awesome. I mean, that 14% did a hell of a job.
You.
See, I knew it. I don't mean to push buttons, but that was just too easy.
It was perfect.
It was great. But speaking of all that, getting away, I think I'm going to take a little vacation next week. I think I am. I think I'm going to do that. Now, the staff has let us know clearly that we're not off work next week at all.
No, we will still be hitting deadlines.
Yes,
writing, making agendas, all of that, all of those ridiculous things.
I guarantee you'll see content on Instagram and we're gonna maybe put out a couple other platforms as well. So I don't know which one that was, but platform just wouldn't come out at all.
That's okay.
It may have very well been that cool new Ooze pen, but
probably so.
So we'll have stuff out, but we'll have a new episode in a couple weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's it for episode 10.
10? I can't
10?
believe it. I know.
We hope you guys have enjoyed these 10 episodes. Thanks for growing with us. Thanks for being patient. Thank you to all of you people, especially over the past week or so, that have been telling us you've been listening to the podcast, keeping up with the episodes. Even had a patient yesterday tell me that they had bought a flower that we smoked on the last episode because we smoked it and we loved it. That
took my breath away a little bit. That's kind of cool.
It always just makes me a little bit emotional. Like, you know, it feels like just our own little self-contained thing until we start hearing those things. And we really, really appreciate it. So keep telling us what you guys want to see, what you guys think. We really, really care about you guys. And
it's really the only reason we're doing it, man.
The only reason.
If it's moderately educational, helpful and funny.
Mostly funny, though.
Mostly funny. Very little education involved, which I think that's probably it. But I can't imagine having more fun. And I actually am ready to go tackle the day. Believe it or not, I really am.
I think we're well set.
That breakfast was uplifting as heck on that.
Maybe that's why it's called breakfast. Maybe it's a morning sativa hybrid. I don't know.
Not a midnight snack or anything.
It was perfect, though, to go with our coffee, the breakfast. I didn't even make that connection.
Well, at the end of the episode, we pulled it out of the clutches you did. So,
boom.
I'm good.
Right. See you guys later.
Peace out. Thank you so much.
Thanks for joining our time travel this week. If you have any questions, comments, or requests, you can reach us on Instagram and Twitter at SNJPodShow, email us at smokinandjokinpodshow@gmail.com, or watch our videos and exclusive content on YouTube and WeedTube at Smokin' and Jokin' Pod Show. As always, details on featured products and links to our social media will be in the description. Everyone stay cool, stay medicated, and we'll see you next week on Smokin' and Jokin'.
Welcome to LA, brother.
What if he liked it and flew into your mouth?